Australia's government is a mix of representative democracy, constitutional monarchy, and a federation of states inspired by the Westminster system. Key features include democracy, where people participate in decision-making, and representative democracy, where citizens elect representatives in federal elections every 3 years. Australia's head of state is King Charles III, but his powers are limited by the Constitution and the Governor-General acts on his behalf. The Federation of States formed in 1901 allows the Australian Parliament to make laws on national matters. The Constitution ensures a separation of powers among the Parliament, executive, and judiciary to prevent any one group from having too much power. This system is also seen in countries like New Zealand, the Philippines, and South Africa. In simple terms, Australia's political system combines democracy, representation, constitutional monarchy, federalism, and a careful division of powers. In Australia, political parties became a big deal in the early 1900s, even though they weren't officially recognized by the rules until 1977. Since then, they've been a major force in the House of Representatives, guiding how the government and opposition work. Even though the House's official rules don't talk much about parties, the big ones like the Labour Party and the Liberal Party have a big say in what happens. These parties are super important because members usually stick to what the party decides unless they get permission to vote differently. Going against the party on important matters can really mess up a member's chances of getting re-elected. The idea of having two main parties started in 1910, with Labour and Liberal, and later the Country Party joined in. Over time, these parties turned into the Labour Party, the Liberal Party, and the National Party. These parties are organized nationally and in different states. They bring stability to the House by forming groups to vote on different issues. The leaders, like the Prime Minister and the leader of the opposition, are chosen by the parties. They get extra pay for these roles. Some other positions, like speakers and leaders of parties, also get extra pay. Whips are like team organizers for each party. They make sure members show up, decide who talks during debates, and help out with other party stuff. They also get extra pay. Parties have meetings to discuss important stuff. And while these meetings are private, they're essential for sorting out party business. The party system makes things run smoother in the House, even though some people don't like that it gives a lot of power to the parties and might frustrate the public. The way the House is set up, with the government on one side and the opposition on the other, shows how much parties influence how things work. Overall, even though there are criticisms, the party system is a big part of how politics works in Australia. Involves two crucial processes: voting and counting. Historically, the country utilized a straightforward approach where the candidate with the most votes emerged victorious. However, since 1918, Australia has embraced preferential voting, requiring voters to mark their preferences by numbering candidates. To secure a win, a candidate needs more than 50% of the votes. If this threshold isn't reached initially, the candidate with the fewest votes is eliminated, and their votes are transferred to the next preferred candidate. This sequence continues until only two candidates remain. In Senate elections, Australia has employed proportional representation since 1949. Candidates must reach a specific percentage of votes, known as the quota, to secure election. Voters can mark their ballots by party or individual candidate. Proportional representation ensures that the distribution of seats aligns with the proportion of votes each party receives. This allows for increased representation of smaller parties and independent candidates compared to the House of Representatives. In the Senate, this system has resulted in a more evenly balanced representation between major parties since 1949. Notably, minor parties and independents often hold the balance of power. This empowers them to collaborate with the opposition, influencing or modifying government decisions and enhancing their significance in Australia's political arena. It provides a platform for a broader spectrum of perspectives, contributing to a more diverse and representative political landscape. In Australia, the Honourable Anthony Albanese is the Prime Minister and also serves as the leader of the Australian Labor Party. Leading the opposition is the Honourable Peter Dutton, who is also at the helm of the Liberal Party of Australia. The leader of the opposition is a parliamentary member heading the largest party or coalition not in government. The role of Deputy Prime Minister is held by the Honourable Richard Marles, while the Honourable David Littleproud leads the Nationals, forming a coalition with the Liberal Party of Australia for the opposition. In the Senate, Senator the Honourable Penny Wong serves as the leader of the government chosen by their party or coalition to represent them and act as the main government spokesperson. On the opposition side, Senator the Honourable Simon Birmingham leads as the leader of the opposition in the Senate, playing a crucial role as the primary opposition spokesperson. Overseeing the proceedings in the House of Representatives is the Honourable Milton Beek, who holds the position of Speaker. The Senate's orderly functioning is the responsibility of Senator the Honourable Sue Lines, serving as the President. At the pinnacle is Australia's head of state, His Majesty King Charles Roman III. Following the advice of the Australian Prime Minister, the King appoints the Governor-General to act on his behalf. Currently, His Excellency General the Honourable David Hurley serves as the Governor-General.